Inspector Helena Voss arrived at the museum at dawn, when the marble steps still shone with rain and the city had not yet decided whether it was awake. The theft was already being described as impossible. The Ptolemaic Tablet, a small basalt relic locked within a steel case and protected by motion sensors, pressure seals, and a private security team, had vanished during a blackout that lasted exactly 90 seconds. Helena listened without interruption while the curator, Dr. Ilyas Merrow, explained that nothing else had been taken. The room was intact, the alarms had been delayed, and the guards insisted they had seen no one enter or leave. Such precision, Helena knew, usually concealed either genius or ritual. Crime preferred to imitate accident, but the absence of disorder suggested planning of a severe and disciplined sort. Sera Holt, chef de la sécurité, affirme qu'aucune effraction n'a eu lieu, seulement une panne de couloir. Mais l'enquêtrice découvre sous le loquet des traces de graphite et de cire, indice codé d'un voleur méthodique qui semble avoir laissé un message plutôt qu'une erreur volontaire. Helena asked for the maintenance logs, the staff roster, the weather report, and the names of everyone who had complained about the blackout drill schedule for the previous week. Her questions annoyed the room, which was promising. Annoyance often occupied the same space as concealment. By noon, she had learned that the tablet had been photographed only hours before the theft, that the curator had recently revised the exhibit labels, and that one junior archivist, Luca Vale, had requested access to the server archive at 2:13 a.m. The request had been denied, yet the denial itself was odd. It had been authorized by another user who should have been off-duty. Helena did not accuse anyone. She preferred to let systems reveal their loyalties before she named the traitor. She returned to the museum after sunset and inspected the climate control corridor behind the gallery. There, hidden behind a removable panel, she discovered a narrow service hatch and, inside it, a rolled strip of paper. The paper bore not directions, but a sequence of numbers and a line of text written in a hand too elegant to be casual. When Helena translated the sequence using the gallery's accession marks, the result pointed not to a location, but to a date, the day after the theft. The revelation altered the case. The tablet had not been stolen for sale, nor for revenge, but for exposure. Helena summoned Merrow, Holt, and Vale to the archive room and asked them to sit. She reveals that the tablet was only a container. Its hidden record held a coded provenance trail linked to a wartime collection seized decades earlier, then recycled through a charitable foundation that now funds the museum itself. Merrow went pale. Holt sat motionless. Vale laughed once, in disbelief that sounded almost like relief. The blackout had been engineered to remove the tablet and to trigger a future audit, one that would have forced the archive to reconcile the altered records. The thief knew that any search for the object would reveal the hidden history attached to it. In other words, the theft was not the crime's conclusion, but its key. At last, Helena understood the crescent of wax. It came from a seal used on the museum's confidential transfer envelopes. Only one office had access to them all. She turned to the curator, whose polished authority had begun to fracture at the edges. Merrow staged the theft to expose the Foundation's criminal origins while shielding himself from suspicion. But he misjudged Inspector Helena, who knew scandal must be treated like evidence, preserved, controlled, and handled carefully to survive. She recovered the tablet 2 hours later from a river storage locker registered to the Foundation's legal counsel. The counsel was innocent. The lock code had been sent from Merrow's own office. By morning, the museum issued a statement about an internal review. By afternoon, the Foundation resigned in silence. Only Helena remained unsatisfied. In the final inventory, one detail persisted like a shadow. Luca Vale's access request had been forged, but the forgery was flawless in a manner too elegant for Merrow. Someone else, someone who understood both archives and deception, had helped design the puzzle. Helena folded the paper with the numbers and put it in her coat. The case was solved officially. Unusually for a solved case, it had become more interesting afterward.